has been prized for its outdoor abilities for centuries, and it still works even in the modern setting with modern outdoor backpacking gear. And I'm going to demonstrate the Lucky Sheep Rewilder wool sleeping bag, how it works, and the advantages it has over modern down and synthetic sleeping bags. So most people think wool is too heavy for backpacking for a sleeping bag. So this Rewilder, it actually weighs 4 pounds. It weighs 4 pounds, and it goes down to 20 degrees. It's rated at 20 degrees. So I'm getting all my gear out. I packed the sleeping bag at the bottom of the backpack. And so here's the Lucky Sheep wool sleeping bag, lightweight Rewilder, and it's rated at 20 degrees and weighs 4 pounds. Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's how big it is. It's in a sil nylon stuff sack here to keep it dry, and the reason why would you want wool when you could go with down? Well, besides the reasons, because down is very polluting, and it's harmful to the birds that are tortured to get the feathers off of it, and besides that, it really doesn't work well in an outdoor setting because down doesn't regulate the body temperature, and it creates perspiration inside, and it soaks up moisture. So down is notorious for it's warm and it's light, but the advantages stop there because it's not adaptable to the outdoor conditions where there's humidity and changing conditions and temperatures. So wool excels at managing the outdoor conditions where the temperatures are fluctuating, the humidity is fluctuating, it could be extremely rainy or things like that. Well, wool is just excels at that, and the reason why it does is because wool is hydrophilic. It loves moisture. It can take moisture and knows what to do with it. So wool has a magical ability, and the mechanism is called heat of adsorption, and what that means is that it works different than synthetic or down, because wool heat of adsorption, it takes the moisture and it goes into the cell of the fiber, and it goes into the middle of the cell and wicks its way to the outside of the heat source. So if it's against your body, it will go, the moisture will go into the middle of the fiber and then work its way toward the outside, where it will constantly be drying itself out from your own body heat. So that's magic, because down does the opposite. Down traps the heat, traps the moisture inside where you don't want it, and then that will actually cause the down to eventually absorb moisture and lose its loft and lose its insulating properties. So wool continues to work with all the elements. If it's extremely humid on the outside, then it'll continue to wick moisture away from your body and feel warm against you, and it also can actually still be insulating when it's up to 40% wet. So not only that, but I mean, the big thing is that you feel really great in it because it keeps you dry next to your skin, so you don't have that clammy feeling. You don't wake up all sweaty and clammy. And the other thing about wool is that you sleep so well. It is a sleep enhancer. It helps you go into deeper stages of sleep, and it does this by, it regulates your heart rate, your body temperature, your brain waves, and your breathing, and through all of that, through all of those different ways, then your brain waves are going to go into like the deeper sleep stages, and you're going to sleep peacefully and wake up really refreshed. So those are the advantages of wool. So here is the wool sleeping bag. I'm going to get it out and demonstrate it just briefly. And so my total pack weight is 20 pounds. My total base weight for my pack is 20 pounds. So that is well within the limits of lightweight backpacking. So this sleeping bag works with lightweight backpacking. It's not a big deal to carry 3 extra pounds instead of a down sleeping bag. And so how much does that affect your hiking performance? If you're gonna carry 3 pounds more than you would have, then what's gonna, at the end of the day, how's that gonna affect what happens during the day? Okay, so we can count the calories burned by the amount of weight carried. And in my book, The Rewilder's Guide to Outdoor Adventure, I have a chart here that shows you how much. There's a chart on page 121, I think. No, 113. Okay, so there's a chart, and on the chart, so if you carried 15, if you were carrying 17 pounds in your pack was 17 pounds, then at the end of if you hiked, around 20 miles, you would hike about 20.48 miles that day for the same amount of calories. If you carried 20 pounds, which you're carrying 3 more pounds because you have a wool sleeping bag, so you're carrying 3 more pounds, and you would hike 20 miles. So instead of 20.48, you'd hike 20 miles. So at the end of 20 miles, you lose about 3/4 of a mile. So is that earth-shaking? I don't think so. I mean, what's 3/4 of a mile of a mile after 20 miles? 20 miles of hiking all day long. So the thing is because the advantages of wool are so cool. I mean, it's a sustainable fabric. It's a regenerative, biodegradable. I mean, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of down in most situations. So that's why I'm here. And I just want to show you how it works now. So, it's just like, it packs really well. And let's see. Here it is. The Rewilder wool sleeping bag. And so, I mean, it's unheard of to have a natural fiber in backpacking and outdoors. So that's why this is like a magical thing. And those who have been fortunate enough to buy one, and we've been here for 10 years. This is our 10th year. And we have sold hundreds of these Rewilders out there. And my total pack weight being 20 pounds base weight. So here's my tent, which is made from sil nylon, and there's a ground cloth here. I'm just gonna lay out the sleeping bag and show you how it looks and everything. So it's the shell is made from a lightweight cotton which has been treated with beeswax for water repellency. And then the liner fabric is made with merino wool, 100% merino wool, and the insulation layer is made from 100% eco wool batting. There's a zipper, and it's kind of a quilt design where right near the zipper, 5 inches from the zipper to the insulation layer, there's no insulation. So that's like a quilt design with a zipper. What that means is that during the coldest weather, you put that uninsulated section like underneath you, and that because it's next to your insulated pad, so you're saving weight by not having that whole thing insulated. Um, so so that's how you lay it out in the cold weather. And let's see, and when it's warmer in the summer and things, you can just drape it over the top of you, like this. Here, let me get the pad out. Here. So here's this is what we recommend for a closed cell foam pad for your pad for backpacking. Okay, so in the summer, I would throw the bag over me just a little bit, and that way you get extra ventilation, and you can stick an arm or a leg out or whatever to regulate how much is exposed. And then, okay, so that's the summer use. And during the cold weather, when you need the most warmth that you can get, this is what you do. Okay, so you zip it up right here. Okay, there we go, zipped up. And then you can leave the foot area exposed if it was kind of a little warmer, but if it's like super cold or whatever, you can, whenever it's down to around 20 degrees or 30 degrees, you can close the foot box up like that with the little drawstrings. Okay, so that seals it. And then you put your feet in, you slip into it like this, and pull it over you, and then you can finish zipping it up from the inside. Okay, so there I'm totally zipped up in there. Okay, and then watch this. So you can sleep like with your head out, but if you want to really be warm when it's super cold, to extend the temperature range down further, that you pull the whole sleeping bag over your head and you breathe inside, and there's a little flap here that allows you to grab it and to kind of tuck it in, so you're totally tucked in. So I'm going to go inside there and show you. Okay, so that's something that you can't do. You can't do that with a synthetic and down sleeping bag, because if you did, it would trap the moisture, and then that moisture would make you colder and make the loft go away that's in those bags. But in a wool sleeping bag, when you breathe inside, that moisture actually creates heat. It actually creates heat through the heat of adsorption. And it wicks the moisture out to the outside, so you're always dry on the inside of the wool. So that's how that works. And there's some little tricks, like you can, like sometimes you can sleep with the zipper to the side like this. And if it's not super cold, you can put the zipper to the side, And then that's just another way to do it. And what else? So you might wonder about the other gear that I carry, and I'll be showing in an upcoming video on, like, I'll go through all of my gear that I carry in my backpack. And let's see.